Okay, so let's hope this animation works. This one is not very exciting, but nonetheless I'll show it. We have some that are much more exciting, that are actually instructive, and we can learn something from it. So this is just showing the animation of a theory we discussed, where the solar system formed from a cloud of nebular dust and gases on which gravity acts, and a cooling of the cloud happens. There are repeated collisions caused, and this accretion of material happens, which eventually leads to the formation of the solar system. Goes a little too fast, but nonetheless you start with the nebula of cloud and dust of gases, and you can see it is rotating. We are in a rotating universe, everything is rotating. The gravitational pull forms a disk. That's the first structure that emerges, and when from that disk the cloud cooling happens, rocky materials begins to condense into particles, and coalescence or accretion happens. So solar system has all these planets and sun at the center. Sun is the energy source, which is basically a fusion reactor converting H2 into helium. Helium is heavier, so it increases the gravitational pull to the center of the sun, its own center, core. But the energy released and the heat expands the sun, so sun is continuously expanding. In fact, when the solar system formed, sun was about 30% less energetic, less luminous, so there is something called the young sun paradox, which has to explain how Earth's water would have remained liquid, how biology would have survived before we reached the current level of energy and luminosity. That's an interesting problem by itself, especially when you consider that early on carbon dioxide may not have been the dominant greenhouse gas. Other than that, the expansion of the sun will continue. In 100 million years. We will reach 100 degrees centigrade temperature on Earth. All the water will become water vapor, and in 5 billion years the entire solar system should disappear. So before that, we just have to worry about global warming and what we're going to do with the system we have, how far we are going to go out into the solar system and beyond, colonization of Moon and Mars and so on. So we'll move on to the second chapter after this module, which looks at the properties of water and properties of seawater and so on. So this is a very broad introduction to the ocean as a field, ocean exploration, and the formation of Earth structure, and so on. We'll get into more oceanography in the coming chapters.